we were able to play 7 scholarship guys, double-digit minutes on Saturday. The bad news is, still just 7 guys. But we're a more competitive team, having T.J. Dunnins and Tyler Harris back in the lineup together. Disappointed with the outcome Saturday. Obviously, both teams feeling the moment, feeling the pressure of the rivalry and not executing at the foul line. And we made our first 8 shots in the second half, and came out great focus, and then from that point forward in the rest of the half to have turned it over as often as we did, some of them unforced, to have struggled from the foul line, to have not scored more, obviously cost us, and then created some transition for them down at the other end, which helped their offense. Horace Spencer continues to play really well. My assistants have got some statistic, but in the however much time Horace was on the floor, Alabama only scored 24 points. And so when he's on the floor, we're just a lot better defensively, and he just he continues in certain games to have tremendous foul trouble. So we move on now to Mississippi State, Texas A&M. I look at these two teams and will tell you that it depends on matchups in the tournament, so on and so forth. But right now, both Texas A&M and Mississippi State are playing as well as any of the upper division teams are playing. So Vanderbilt's got some wins going on right now, and I know it's been kind of convoluted at the top, but both senior-laden teams, both will start 4 seniors, both were teams that I thought would be in the upper division of our league, and Texas A&M competing for the conference championship in first place right now. So what makes them so good is their depth. They've got 9 guys that play double digits, and they've got really good people at every position. They don't drop off much when they go to their bench. They've got some star power, and Jones and House, and they got one of the best freshmen in the country, and certainly in the league, in Davis, who's a monster on the inside, and it's a good team, real good team.
Bruce, you mentioned Horace, but you mentioned him defensively. Offensively, it seems like there's a drop step move toward the baseline and a little baby hook if he wants to go toward the lane. 2 bullets he didn't have maybe in October. Is that accurate, or am I just seeing something?
No, he's done a nice job. He's worked hard. Horace is one of our hardest workers. He is our hardest worker in the weight room, and he's one of our hardest workers in his individual workouts, and he's got some confidence going right now in his jump hook, and showing some more signs. Obviously, offensive rebounding is important, to Horace, but he hit a wall in the middle of the SEC season where I thought his progress slowed, and it concerned me a little bit. But now to watch him string together a number of really good, consistent, games where he's a dominating factor defensively when he's not in foul trouble, and then offensively he's somebody that can score at a higher level. This is good. Just really good to see him.
What's the area you've seen him improve the most this year?
For him?
Yeah.
I think the consistency of his effort, his energy, his alertness defensively has improved a lot. And I've seen him work really hard his free throw stroke. He's in the gym a lot at night working on his free throws, so he's got a pretty good, comfortable ball. He's put the ball down on the floor at times and driven by his man and gotten to the rim. I just think he's made nice, really overall progress, to his game.
With Texas A&M having so much depth, will this be a game that you might need to play a few more guys on Tuesday night?
Might have to. Depends on see how it goes. I mean, I can't play Dunnins 38 minutes. It tells you where we are without a point guard. That I'm playing my off guard at the point 38 minutes. He played 38 minutes at the position, so it's too much. But there just was, it was a slow-paced game. And so that's why he was able to play so much. Texas A&M is going to be a faster-paced game. And so, yeah, I would definitely look to say that we'll probably play more like 8 or 9.
Everybody good? Bruce, you've said repeatedly that Sims' good has always outweighed the bad. It'll be his last home game, obviously. Can you put into words what his career has kind of meant? I know the win-loss record's been disappointing for him, but
Yeah, I don't know where he ranks double wise in his career. Pretty high. You know, Sim was he was the #1 junior college player in the country. Arguably, certainly one of the better inside players. And for him to pick Auburn at a time when we really needed him is something that I hope our Auburn fans and family will always remember. He took advantage of the opportunity by developing his game inside and out, and certainly he had some terrific moments. So I think that people will remember Sim fondly and appreciate his contribution, his effort, his energy. He's a big, strong boy that changed his body for his senior year to try to, you know, be faster and quicker, and so I'm grateful. And again, as I mentioned to you, he's got a very difficult schedule. He's got 15 hours a semester and all tough classes, but he's on time and he's on target. And so he should leave here with his degree and be able to go on and play professional basketball. He'll play for sure somewhere. And I just look forward to having Sim in my life for a long time.
Let's just touch on the rest of the seniors as they get ready for their final home game.
You know, Tyler, again, you could say the same thing for all of them as far as we haven't won as much as we would have liked to for this being their last year. But you know, Tyler, who never had a double-double in his career, came here and he's had 8. You know, basically a small forward having to play center, and doing good things inside and out. You know, he got bit by the injury bug a little bit more than what people realized. His back was jacked up for a while, and he struggled from the perimeter more than I thought he would, and still hope that as we come down the stretch, we see him shoot the ball better from the perimeter and the foul line, but in so many other ways, he brought, you know, great leadership and toughness, and again, put us in position to do a few things. You know, we don't win at Bud Walton Arena without him. You know, we don't beat Kentucky without him. We don't beat Alabama without him. I mean, there's some things that we don't beat Tennessee without him. So I mean, there's some things that he did that obviously made an enormous difference. And then Jordan Granger is probably as good an example. Although Sim's a pretty good example as well, but what Auburn can do, you know, what the university is capable of doing. You know, Jordan will be the first to tell you he came out as rough as anybody, rough around the edges, academically, socially, just his environment and the culture. And Auburn changed it. He became a better Christian man by being here and acting accordingly. Not perfect, but really he's got a good foundation now with his degree, and I think he's got a really good impact on his world and our world. And he's improved on the basketball court. Again, you can point to the Arkansas game, you can point to the Georgia game, and this is a guy that didn't play at all, hardly at all, his freshman and sophomore years, and has played a lot his last couple of years, and he's just improved, he's grown, he's made progress, and that's what you want students and student athletes to do during their time here at Auburn.
Appreciate it.